Well, a huge mega poll out that underlines once again the massive challenge that the Conservatives now face. That actually has the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak on course to lose his own seat at the next general election. I'm not like many of those in mainstream media where there's just pure hysteria. The fact is there is an election campaign to come, and during which, of course, you'll see Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, their policies and plans come under far greater scrutiny than I think we've seen at the moment. But at the same time, I think it's interesting, this poll, as to just how dire the situation as it stands right now is for the Tories. And also, by the way, I'm not one of these people who just says, oh, aren't they so terrible, without any suggestions. I think there's lots of things the Conservatives could have done in government that would have ensured they would have won the next general election. If they'd cut net migration post-Brexit down to the tens of thousands, if they'd left the ECHR to stop illegal immigration, if they'd levelled up around the country by opening new grammar schools in some of the poorest areas of this country to improve social mobility, if they'd ended the ridiculous BBC licence fee, and if they'd got far tougher on law and order, building more prisons and ensuring there are tougher sentences. Though, to be fair, the government are starting to at least talk about this. One area where they're also getting a bit more aggressive, including from Rishi Sunak himself, is on the area of energy policy, where they're definitely stepping up their attacks on Labour, and it seems stepping away from some of the more extreme green agenda. But the reality is this, that as it stands in this new MRP poll, there was over 11,000 respondents involved, electoral calculus and Find Out Now, finding that at the moment the Conservatives would lose about 3/4 of their seats. They'd go down to fewer than 100 MPs. And as I've said before, I still think the most likely scenario when it comes down to it would be a Labour-led government, but they'd have to be propped up by the likes of the Lib Dems, SNP, Greens. But what this research shows could be, electoral calculus finding, worse for the Tories than even the Labour landslide of 97. Talk about a Labour lead of 22 points, a Labour landslide of 460 seats. What's also quite interesting is when you look at which Conservative MPs, high-profile cabinet ministers, would lose their seats. It's the likes of Grant Shapps, the likes of Penny Mordaunt, and yes, Rishi Sunak on that list. Now again, I'm not going to get carried away with that because, of course, there were many saying, oh, Boris Johnson could lose his seat at the last general election. It simply didn't happen. But the fact is, this research shows, as it stands, things are that bad for the Tories that Sunak's seat is at risk for the Tories as well. So another massive wake-up call there for the Tories, who are running out of time to turn this around. Let me know if those numbers surprise you or not, guys, and who you currently intend to vote for. I will, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and more. So please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.